And this is a bill that could ultimately lead to Florida's 6-week abortion ban being what is like 0-week abortion ban, 1 day abortion ban, essentially, 1 hour abortion ban. Now, I will say Senate Bill 1284, it went through on a narrow vote. I think this was 6-4 in Senate Judiciary. You actually had a couple of Republicans vote against this bill. This wasn't just, Democratic legislators who support abortion rights arguing against it. And I do want to give sort of a shout out to the Republicans who raised some real concerns with it. There was Senator Tom Leek, who's a Republican from the Daytona Beach area, I think is where he's at. He expressed some real concerns about this bill unintentionally creating all sorts of cause of actions against a mother who loses her pregnancy, like essentially creating situations where a mother can be sued for somehow if she loses a pregnancy somehow. And obviously a bill like this is going to be filled with unintended consequences. So like you absolutely right to be cognizant of those potential unintended consequences. I think the other Republican no vote on this bill came from Senate President or former Senate President Kathleen Passidomo. She was the Senate President the last term. And she really sort of drilled in onto the craziness of this idea that we can even begin to quantify like civil lawsuit damages for the loss of, a zygote, basically. Like, how on earth do you quantify like the future life earnings of an egg that was fertilized a week ago? That fertilized egg might develop into, a billionaire investor. It might also never be born, right? It might also, be born with a disability. It might also just become someone that works a minimum wage job their whole life. Like there's just no potential way to even begin to quantify that sort of thing in any kind of like, realistic fact-based way. And President Passidomo was making the case that this is like you're just creating like this legal morass around this stuff that's just going to like create all sorts of tort actions and legal mess. And she's absolutely right about that. So the fact that it is context, but will ultimately doom this bill